is Omotoyosi, Abidemi, Lawal. I'm a consultant orthodontics at the University College Hospital, Ibadan. My son, John Lawal, was actually attending a particular school, and then there are a couple of teachers from Valencia College that attend our church, and I relate with those teachers on a personal level. I see their dedication to church work, and also when we interact, their dedication to the work in school. So through that dedication, commitment to children, I decided to take my son to Valencia. Even though the school, they are disciplined, but even with the discipline, they still allow the children to express themselves. Discipline, interaction, at the same time, they interact with the student and they allow the student to express themselves. And I saw that in my son, he could express himself, and that improved his academic performance. Still with the teachers, he was able to relate with his teacher on a one-on-one basis, and that improved his academic performance. The one thing that really endeared me to the school was the school that my son was attending. He was offering biology, and he was already in the senior class when I changed him to Valencia. In Valencia, I think it was compulsory for all the students in senior class to offer biology, but my son had never offered biology before, and he expressed himself that where he was coming from, he was doing history, and there was nobody in senior class that was doing history. But that the school authority, took it upon himself that, okay, if this student likes history and we have facility to offer history, they allowed him, only him sat for the exam. They took painstakingly coached him, and he sat for the exam. The GC he sat for, he did very well. The SSC he sat for, he did very well, and he was the only student for that subject. And that made me to look at, so you can actually take care of a child, an individual. You have interest in each child. You're not so interested in the money you are making, or you're not so how would I put it, that okay, this is how we do it, we can't change it. Somebody comes and you see, okay, how can we accommodate this new student? You're offering history, nobody's offering history here. Do we have any teacher that can take you? Oh, we have this teacher. And they went ahead, and he did very well. I think he had an A in that particular subject, and that really endeared my heart to the school, that oh, you are interested in each individual student. There's this what they call it, is it adage, or this notion that if you're in the art class, you will not be as good in mathematics as the people in science class. People just have that kind of idea, which I don't think is true. So when my son got to Valencia, after a few months, he came to tell me that he's teaching people mathematics because he was in the art class. And I was like, you are teaching, who are you teaching? He said, that I'm teaching people mathematics. And I think it was the influence of his teachers in the school, that improved his love and his, his love for that particular subject. And then he was able to rally around his fellow students, and then they were discussing together. That was one positive thing, that you are teaching people mathematics, then you have really improved. The proprietor, if I must say, Mr. Goodness, the popular Mr. Goodness. Okay, I think he usually comes once in a while to talk to the students. So he will talk about his life, how he became what he became, and all that. So I think one of those talks with the students, kind of actually made up his mind where he wanted to be, because that I'm a doctor, and I want my child actually to go in my own line. But he said, far from principalities and powers, he went to the art class. But I think the way Mr. Goodness usually comes in to talk to the students about their career path, practically about his own life, I think kind of helped my son to shape what he wanted to be in life. I think the school, if I would compare to where we were coming from, I think the school still allows the student to be students, to be children, you know, and then from there, and also to interact with one another. You know, when you interact with one another, you know, it kind of boosts your self-confidence, you know, it boosts your outlook to life and all that. So I think the interaction with other students, the interaction with the proprietor, the interaction with the teachers, you know, made a lasting impact on him. I think it's a very good school. You know, I'm not biased, but you know, from my experience, I think it's good. You know, I've been to another school, so I can compare. And my friends' school, so some of my friends are in other schools, so I can compare. I think it's a good school. I like the way the academics is important. I like the style of giving a lot of assignments and allowing the students to do it on their own. Then I like the fact that they treat each student individually. You know, I told you that my son came, nobody was offering history, and they went ahead and allowed him to offer that course, and only him sat for that course in the exam. So on the average, I think it's a very, very good school, and I would recommend it to anyone that approaches me.